Nova the sloth, loving life, as you can see, but all this wind might wake him up. Blustery out there, not good for sloth sleeping.
I think that sloth would have slept through anything, though, to be fair.
Right.
Just kind of hanging around, loving life, as you say. Yeah, but perhaps not loving the weather quite so much over the next few days. It just keeps on coming, doesn't it? Low pressure dominates our weather story, but so much so that we now have a named storm. And this storm is called, as you can see, Kathleen. Kathleen rattling its way across the Atlantic as we speak, and is going to bring some very wet and very windy weather as we head in towards the coming weekend. There's not much cheer to this forecast, is there? Let's face it, but it is going to be a case of warm rain. Now let's talk about weather warnings, because we have a whole mess of weather warnings in force across the whole of the UK. But here in Wales, I've highlighted it in the yellow area. It's a yellow weather warning to be aware of very strong winds. Now we could see gales, that's 45 miles an hour, but we could see severe gales, that's 60 to 70 miles an hour, and that can cause an awful lot of disruption at this time of the year. So something to be mindful of if you are making plans as we head towards the end of the Easter weekend for many of you school kiddies. Here we go in a little more detail. When I said there's no sign of any let-up, there really isn't, because there's just more yucky stuff for next week. So it's just horrible. Apologising, and I'm probably going to spend the rest of this week doing the same thing. Sorry.
We'll forgive you. Thanks, Ruth.
Well, I promise you that Wales is underneath this little lot somewhere, buried beneath a deluge of blues and greens. So if it's not raining where you are just yet, it soon will be. It's going to be one of those nights, I'm afraid. A batch of very heavy rain working its way northwards, being blown on a very strong breeze. So not pleasant by any means, although on a positive, the worst of that wet weather should have cleared northwards by the early hours of tomorrow morning. So something maybe just a little bit drier out towards western areas. The cloud will persist throughout, but what this does actually is keep the temperatures from dropping. So we're looking at lows tonight of around 9 or 10 degrees. That's pretty mild actually compared to recent nights. So it's going to be a mild start to tomorrow morning. That's the best I can say. Really, from the word go, the winds will be strong. And again, we'll see further blustery showers working their way in. It'll be hit and miss. It won't be a washout, but there will be showers, and some of these could be on the sharp side. For the bulk of Wales, though, we'll see plenty of dry weather and some decent spells of sunshine yet again. The winds, though, very, very strong, possibly touching gale force around more exposed coastal areas, but it's still a mild airflow. So temperatures is actually up. Even on today's values, we could see highs of 15 or 16 in Celsius, which is not bad at all for the time of year. As we head through then into the start of the weekend, I've been saying we do have a warning for very, very strong winds out towards western areas in particular. Gales to severe gales, which is pretty nasty, especially when it's accompanied by some heavy rain. And there will be heavy rain, but also, again, the chance of some decent spells of sunshine. It's just hit and miss, isn't it? And as far as your outlook is concerned, well, there's no sign of any let-up. The showery conditions just keep on coming, but you can see it does remain generally mild throughout.